Well, speaking of Twitter, there's an article in the New York Times today that suggests layoffs are going to begin starting today, and it's going to be layoffs of around 3,000 or so people, maybe up to 50% of the staff there. You're an investor.
I thought it said 3,700.
3,700.
And there are 7,500 employees. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people there that aren't very productive. They work from home. They haven't written very much code. You know, I'm not the expert in Twitter yet. I will be in a couple of years, maybe sooner than that, but I'm not yet. And I think that the first thing you got to do is right-size the business, and then the opportunities they have are gigantic. This is the place where you have content. It's the other place you go to look at people's faces and their kids and stuff. Here you go to have, he wants to have a digital town hall, digital town center, you know, where you can debate. But you have to make sure that you moderate and you don't have hate speech on there. And you don't have. There was something that was published a couple of days ago that said in the first time, as soon as you took it over, there were 50,000 tweets in 2 or 3 days with using the N-word.
Yes.
Or using anti-Semitic tropes. In 2 or 3 days, there were 300 accounts. So 300 accounts.
They were troll accounts that were
right.
trying to see what they could get away with. Yeah.
And so you don't want that. You want to have a verification of accounts for $8 a person, and you can verify, and then they can amplify your what you want to say and who you can reach.
I mean, he has made the statement to assuage advertisers that he doesn't want it to be a hellscape. He's been clear about that, but I think there are advertisers who have questions and concerns. There was another story today, I don't know if it was the Wall Street Journal, that just talked about General Mills, Volkswagen, a lot of different companies, potentially L'Oreal, that are looking at Mondelez and Pfizer. Those are some of the other ones that are pausing their ads on Twitter right now. Do you think that he's going to run it in a way that will bring those advertisers back and convince them that this is where they want to be?
I do, but I think that this is not just about money. And when you're talking about someone who's worth whatever he's worth, and going to be worth multiples of that in the future, trillions, and you're talking about $20 billion. To everyone, it's in the world, it's a lot of money, but for him, it's not relevant. And what he's doing, his goal is not just to make a huge amount of money. His goal is to help democracy. And you help democracy, you don't help democracy. And he says the only way this works is that if a lot of speech that takes place there is stuff that he doesn't like. He says you don't want to hear it. But on the other hand, that's what democracy is. You argue about things.
But how do you decide between free speech and hate speech? That's the tricky
So
part.
That's an easy thing to do. Now, if you think about what TikTok does, the TikTok can, if you move your arm a certain way, they know what you want to watch.
Right.
And they know who you are. And if they watch enough things, then they know more about you than you know about yourself, and more than your wife knows. They know everything. But just moving. And for him to think about it, this guy sends up rockets and brings them back and lands them.
Right.
How could he not have software that can determine from the words that are being used and from the content that people are watching? They know more about everyone than anyone else because of content. So they know all this, and therefore they should be able to figure out with software how to moderate and to prevent this hate stuff and anti-Semitic things and using N-words. They should not be allowed to do those things. Yeah. And he said even the sanctity of elections.
Yeah.
And so here, if everyone says it's true, how do you avoid disinformation? They should be able to do that with software.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.